Good morning. Welcome to the place where we can rise with the Lord together, where we can rely upon His holy word every day of our lives, and we can get into God's scripture by opening up and hearing what the saints before us have said. This morning we're looking at Jeremiah 31:33. I will be their God. We're using Charles Spurgeon's Morning by Morning to help guide us as we read it. Here's what Charles writes. Christian, here is all you require. To make you happy, you want something that shall satisfy you, and is not that enough? If you can pour this promise into your cup, will you not say with David, my cup overflows? When this is fulfilled, I am your God. Are you not possessor of all things? Desire is insatiable as death, but he who fills all in all can fill it. The capacity of our wishes, who can measure it? But the immeasurable wealth of God can more than overflow it. I ask you if you are not complete when God is yours. Do you want anything else but God? Is not His all-sufficiency enough to satisfy you if all else should fail? But you want more than quiet satisfaction. You desire rapturous delight. Come, soul. Here is music fit for heaven in this, your portion. For God is the maker of heaven. Not all the music blown from sweet instruments or drawn from living strings can yield such melody as this sweet promise. I will be their God. Here's a deep sea of bliss, a shoreless ocean of delight. Come, bathe your spirit in it. Swim for an age and you shall find no shore. Dive throughout eternity and you shall find no bottom. I will be their God. If this does not make your eyes sparkle and your heart beat fast with bliss, then assuredly your soul is not in a healthy state. But you want more than present delights. You crave something concerning which you may exercise hope. And what more can you hope for than the fulfillment of this great promise? I will be their God. This is the masterpiece of all, the promises that He has ever made. Its enjoyment makes a heaven below and will make a heaven above. Dwell in the light of your Lord and let your soul be always ravished with His love. Get out the marrow and fatness that the portion yields you. Live up to your privileges and rejoice with unspeakable joy. I will be their God. Spurgeon often goes back to this, that we possess God and that He satisfies us. And he always somewhere in there does a subtle reminder that we have to ask and challenge ourselves, are we satisfied with what God gives us? For God, even though we use the word possession, God is not a possession. We do not possess God in the terms of ownership or control or anything else. Rather, we are His cherished possessions. And is it enough? Think of yourself, I would say as a small child, grabbing a giant father, but the truth is our God has oceans in the palm of His hands and we're just that small. But let's work with this. Let's run with it. Imagine yourself as a small child grabbing onto a father. Your arms can't even wrap around His legs, never mind His torso. He's so big and He's so loving, and His arms come wrapping around you. As a small child, you think, this is my daddy. I love him. He's mine. But the Father's arms, who have wrapped all the way around you, encompassing you, lifting you off your feet, spinning you around through the air, is the true one who possesses you, who takes you new places, who feeds you, who makes sure that you get to school and that your learning is enough. who makes sure that you're bathed and cleaned up for the days ahead, who teaches you how to play well in the garden with others. This is what it is for God. I will be their God. They'll raise their eyes with joy to me. They'll worship me. They'll love me, for I shall take care of them, and I will love and lavish myself upon them. I will be their God. Is our response as his child to rush to him when we see him? Is our response as his child to delight in his presence? Is our response as a child to say, Daddy, Daddy, so glad you're here. Be with me? Or is our response petulance? Is our response teenage angst that turns away and demands that we know enough, we know it all? You're so archaic, Dad. We know better than you. Perhaps there's wisdom in growing old, that we realize we truly do need him. Perhaps there's wisdom in a child's embrace. For he is God, and he is with us through all the phases. Even when we think we've turned our back on him and walked away, our God seeks us out. He'll leave the 99 for the one to search for you, because you mean that much to him. This is what it means when he says, I will be their God. When we turned away, he was true. His love never ends, never falters, and always seeks us out. He delights in us, even when we forget to delight in him. He is our God. This is Motorcycle Pastor, wishing you a very blessed day with your God above, with your God with your God inside. I'll see you this evening.